listening now, or maybe gonna be listening the recording. My name is Rita Burt, and many of you may know, and who doesn't, will meet again. And I'm talking today to Frani Rubens. Hi, Frani.
Hi, Rita.
Very dear friends. I don't know about you, but we're gonna have fun. We're already having fun. And it's impossible not to have fun when you're with Franny because she is such an amazing soul and healing art practitioner. But what we're gonna be today is very Franny is very passionate about space astronomy and quantum physics, and she is offering a unique perspective on how planet Earth and humanity are being supported in evolving into high vibration of consciousness and evolution. And um, can you can you share what you're going to be talking about today?
Sure. Well, my passion, first of all, has always been in space. And so I read and I observe and I watch YouTubes and I listen to science and and astronomy because I'm wanting to know what's going on. From a young child of like 9 years old, 10 years old, I was always looking up at the stars. And so now today, I want to share with you some of the things that I've learned and to set up a design for humans to grow consciously. Because I truly believe that our purpose here is to become more conscious, higher vibrational beings that are kind and loving. And so, in order to understand the process of how we become more conscious, I'm going to set the stage for you to know more about galactic energies. And these galactic energies are actually influencing us and supporting us. So, I'll begin with just explaining that our universe has 500 billion galaxies. That's totally amazing if you just think about that. And our Milky Way galaxy is one of those 500 billion. And our galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy, has 500 billion stars. And a star is just like our sun. Our sun is a star. And so the Milky Way galaxy has a center. It's called the central sun, and it's a black hole. And all of the different galaxies, and I'm sorry, the different suns and stars rotate around this black hole in our Milky Way galaxy. So we're always in constant motion. The sun and our solar system is always moving. And so we're moving around the galactic core. Well, there are also different energies. There's a band of energies that actually move and around our galactic core also. And they're called photon energies. And photons are particles of light. And these particles of light contain information and can be transmitted. So when these particles of light are transmitting, they're transmitting to our sun and to all the planets in our solar system. So this band of photon energy moves around the Milky Way galaxy, and it's in our sector now for the next 2,000 years. It came in, we actually were introduced to this energy back in the 1980s, at the end of the 80s. And then we moved out of the photon band. And now it's back since 2012. It's back and it's with us for 2,000 years. Now, this is called the Golden Age because this photon energy has collected information and consciousness from other places in our galaxy. And so now it can be shared, it can be transmitted. Well, there's also other energies that are influencing us. And another energy is called plasmic energy. And that plasma energy enhances your energy vibration and can activate consciousness. So if you think of it as from the galactic core, from our Milky Way galaxy, the core center, there is a cosmic pulse of light that is going out to all of the suns, all of the stars, all of the suns in our Milky Way galaxy. So they are transmitting in, and part of this information has to do with moving from third dimension, which we live in the consciousness and the energy of third dimension. And this realm is considered dualistic, up and down, right and left, yes and no, good and bad. Either you're with me or you're against me. If I'm right, you're wrong. That's the consciousness of third dimension. But we're being asked on a galactic level to raise our consciousness. And when we're raising our consciousness, we're moving into the fourth, fifth dimension, the next levels up. Now, fourth dimension has to do with time, our perception of time, and thinking of things as a past, a present, and a future. So time is still existent in the beginning of the fourth dimension. But as soon as we move to the other half of the fourth dimension and into the fifth dimension, time doesn't exist the same way. So what that means is past, present, and future all exist at one time. And it's interesting if you think about it in the terms of karma. Do we create karma from our past actions? But if you're in the second half of fourth dimension, fifth dimension vibrationally, there is no past, present, future. It's all here at the same time. So what would that mean to creating karma? What would happen to karma in that situation? Well, in terms of how we raise our consciousness, we're being asked to really evolve into a higher way of thinking, a higher way of being, a higher way of living, and being more kind, loving, compassionate, and caring. So we can do this by really going inward. There's many ways. There isn't just one way. And so I always ask you to follow your intuition, your guidance about what's the right way for you. So I am going to give different ways of possibly experiencing a higher level of consciousness. One is through meditation. By sitting still and quiet and clearing the mind, you have the opportunity to bring in and different energies that can support you in becoming more conscious. Another way is through prayer. Those that feel prayer is opens their heart and makes them feel like a better person, then follow that. Reading spiritual material is another way. Taking walks in nature can also support you in raising your consciousness and being open to receive. So this shift in consciousness is occurring now, but everybody's an individual, and so everybody's going to experience this shift in consciousness in their own particular way. Now, the end of 2019 and the first 2 weeks of 2020 it was intense energy for me personally. I felt like I was in the energy of Mercury retrograde, where everything was a challenge, everything was a struggle. I moved through it, but it was uncomfortable at times. So now things are more integrated for me, so it's easier for me to set an intention and move towards that intention. So you may encounter, depending on your level of consciousness, different obstacles at different times, but that's normal. So don't be so concerned about that. Just know that everything is in movement, everything is changing, and so that's going to change too. So together, we can explore different levels of consciousness. And my hope, my dream is that you receive the light coaches that are here to support planet Earth on evolving into a higher vibration and higher consciousness.
Thank you,
Okay,
Freddie. It
Rita.
was, yeah, it was very, very interesting. So I actually realized that, as you said, being in nature is really helping, because in winter we feel like don't want to get out, especially here in Chicago, maybe in on the southern states, or maybe in Florida, people are don't feel the change because they are outside almost all the time. But for us here in Chicago in winter, it's so it's so hard to get out sometimes because of the clothes. So just one point, but people get lazy. But we should go through this laziness, and I felt it yesterday. I just get out on the sun, and when sun is out, it makes a big difference. So we should be there outside as much as possible. And this temperature is, or freezing air, it even better. It feels fresh outside.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
gives a boost. And yeah, it's really beautiful. So,
Great.
do you feel the astrologically what's going on about the Saturn and Pluto? People are talking, astrologers are talking about Saturn and Pluto uh, will be in alignment, and it's really huge energy shift too.
Yeah, well, it depends where it is in your astrological chart.
Right, right.
So, yeah, Saturn and Pluto are in mine, and I'm not sure I really feel anything different right now. I just went through these last 3, 4 weeks of really intense energies and having to integrate. I'm not sure that Saturn and Pluto are affecting me in a dramatic way right now. So maybe they're giving me some time out. So it's been nice and easy to connect spiritually, and just feeling the love that's coming through. So I'm grateful for whatever reason. That's great.
So, what do you
Yeah.
suggest when people feel this boost of energy, or when they don't feel well, just to sit still, be at home, or do whatever is easy? They just take it easy and then feel what happens next.
Well, for me personally, I had to honor what I was feeling, so I had to sit. And I would function pretty much during the day, but there were times when I actually had to just even rest and take a nap and just follow what was happening for me. So I invite people that if it feels better to get up and to move and to do something, then do that. If it feels good to sit and read spiritual material, do that. If it feels good to just be still or watch TV or talk to somebody on the phone, follow what is happening for you. Because all of us are different and are integrating these cosmic energies in our own personal way, depending on what is happening in our own personal energy field. So the photon energy, the plasmic energy is here to help us, but there's more energies going on. Our sun is receiving these light-coded messages from the galactic center, from the core of our Milky Way galaxy. So there's light-coded messages being sent to our sun, and our sun is then transmitting it not only to our planet, but other planets in our solar system. So being closer, we're actually, our sun is now closer to the galactic center. And so as we're closer to the galactic center, it's going to affect the amount of heat that is coming to our sun and planet. And that may be contributing to climate change, because it's not just our planet Earth where the poles are melting, but other planets in our solar system are experiencing the same thing. So the changes that are happening are all cyclic. They're meant to happen. There's nothing wrong. Everything is occurring in the most beneficial and loving way for all life, just in our solar system, in our galaxy, in our universe. So just know that whatever's happening, just honor your own personal process, but don't get stuck in it. There's a trust that comes when you experience sort of obstacles in your way. And the trust is, okay, this is what's here. I'm being asked to look at this in my life. And that's okay. You can look at what's being presented. We don't shoot the messenger. So when something comes uncomfortable in your life, just acknowledge that, yes, this is uncomfortable for me, and be curious about it. There might be more of a message or a healing for you to look at.
Right. It's really important to feel the feelings and the emotions. And been taught before just to ignore our emotions and go on with life. But that it's so important to feel it and let go those emotions that not serving us anymore. I mean, but first we have to have them, honor them, right?
Yes. When they show up, there's the gift that we're receiving. The gift of something being presented that is uncomfortable for us, or we want to avoid in some way. But actually, if you can just take a deep breath and say, okay, this is touching something in me that needs healing. So it doesn't have to be as upsetting or traumatic in any way. You can just allow yourself to feel your feelings, experience it in your body, and then let it go. So you feel it and experience it and let it go. Release it back to source, back to God, love, whatever you believe in, whatever you need to. So,
Mhm.
okay.
Right, right. Very good. Thank you, Franny. Um, for maybe for people who are new to all this and lots of things online, and many are talking about raising vibrations in a simple words. Can you explain about vibrations? What
Yes.
is it
Well,
really about?
everything everything is vibration. Now, in this third dimensional realm, when we sit on a chair or we're at a table or at a desk, or we're looking at it, experiencing it as something solid, but it's really not something solid. It is different atoms moving very quickly that appear to be solid from this third dimension. Well, that's the same with our physical bodies, too. Our physical bodies we think are solid, but actually they are not. They're vibrations at different, they're going very quickly at different rates. And these vibrations appear for us to be solid. But some believe that at one time we weren't solid form. We were more corporal, more ethereal, and that we didn't have the actual form of our physical body. But in third dimension, we certainly do. But in fourth, when we are moving vibrationally into another dimension, things may look different and feel different. Like when I've looked outside and seen nature, and I've looked at a tree, and I'm in third dimension, and it indeed looks solid, and it has branches and in the summertime leaves. But when I experience it, when I perceive it from a fourth dimensional level, it starts to have more space between the molecules. It doesn't look the same to me at all. It doesn't look as solid. It looks like moving molecules at different rates. So we're being asked now to raise our vibration, but it's not just raising our physical vibration, it's raising our conscious vibration to become more aware, more conscious of the things that we say, the things we do, the things we feel, and to not be as reactive. So when something comes up for us, like Rita and I were just talking about, when something comes up for you, it's a signal, it's a red flag, pay attention. Something is happening that I'm holding a vibration or a belief system or a memory that actually has an effect on me at this moment. But instead of going into reaction, a higher vibration would be to just be with it, allow it to be there, and just hold love to bring love to it, whatever makes you feel love, whether it's seeing little puppies or a baby or something that makes your heart open to feel love. If you just allow that sensation, those vibrations in your body to be there without trying to tense up or react to them and bring love to them, then all of a sudden something else happens. We start releasing that stored energy, that stored vibration of whether it's memory or an experience or something we're holding for somebody in our family or lineage.
And I noticed, and many other people noticed too, that things happening very fast. You just think about it and it happening. And you didn't even say anything, but things happen for you. And as you said, karma is cleansing, and it's here. It's like basically you do things and karma comes right away. The reaction
Process of
from the outside
our,
world.
yeah, when we're raising our consciousness, we're also aware of ourself in a deeper way. And so we can see our past actions in third dimension, our past actions have a consequence. But just think of it, if everything is happening simultaneously, there is no past, is no present, is no future. It's just all here at one time. Then how does that really change your perception of the world, perception of you, how you live in the world? And so I haven't really heard or read anything about the karma aspect, but I've thought about it, and I've questioned, really what happens to karma if there's no past. And so that the karmic issues that are stored, when we move into a higher frequency, a higher vibration, then they must in some way release or dissolve. So I'm not sure, but that's my own curiosity coming through. And you might get a different answer or a different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So I invite you to keep identifying what's right for you. Keep allowing yourself to honor whatever is happening for you. Now, that doesn't mean be in reaction. That means that you're going to be kind and loving for yourself as you are being 100% accountable for everything that is coming in your life, everything that you attract to you. So just take it as information. There's a lesson to be learned. There's something to be gained from this experience. Again, we don't shoot the messenger.
Okay, sounds very good. Thank you, Frani. And as Frani said, it's sometimes when time comes for healing and we cannot do it ourselves, some people can, some can't. So there is always help. Frani is an amazing healer, and she can always help to process any emotions or any issues in your life, besides being a amazing tarot reader. So, and here at Sungate Center, we offer lots of events that will help the process anything that's going on in your life and cleanse it away, like sound healing events, or we have now Akashic Records meditations. So you can definitely, if you're around here, check our schedule and connect to us or in Frani for help. Any help you need, because help is always around if you just reach for it. Very, very amazing.
I also I also want to say Rita's a wonderful healer too. So
Well, yeah.
definitely we have the Mutual Admiration Society going.
Right. Yeah. There are healers on the different levels, of course. And yeah. So thank you everyone who been listening, and we'll be back with more information and discussions, probably every week. Thank you, Frani. It's been a pleasure
Yes.
as always. Be with you
Thank you.
even on a distance. Yeah,
Love to you all.
yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Sending love, 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 love.